In today's Roblox Grow A Garden video, we're going to be attempting to get every single mutation on the potato, which some people actually told me in the comments that this could possibly be better than the Bone Blossom, which is pretty insane to me. So yeah, we're gonna attempt to get every mutation on here, and as you can actually see over here, my little pile of carrots, I did get a bunch of carrots with Dawnbound, and I have them favorited, but we can go ahead and use these for our Spinos later to move Dawnbound and Moonlit, and also Glimmering over to our potato, so we can get that extra multiplier bonus from that, which would be pretty nice. So without further ado though, let's go ahead and get started with this. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and plant the potato down right here. All right, we actually need an apple gazelle first, because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna plant down 6 sugar apple trees, and with that I'm gonna go ahead and use my main account to hit grow all, so we can grow our potato plant and then also grow our sugar apples. All right, and then real quick, we're gonna go ahead and carefully pick up these sugar apples to see if we can get the, I think I just accidentally picked up one of my carrots over there, but anyways, we're gonna do this to try and get the warp mutation done with our apple gazelle. Wow, usually we have it by now, dude. What's going on? What's going on, apple gazelle? What are you doing, buddy? Okay, well, let me try that again, and maybe to make this a little bit better, I'm gonna boost the gazelle. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. We got warped on a sugar apple. Hopefully I didn't just pick it up. Okay, no, it's right here. We're good. All right, so I'm going to travel this over here, and I'm also going to travel one of these carrots over here that has Glimmering, Moonlit, and Dawnbound, and we're going to start with our little platter buffet for our Spinos for later. All right, and then with that, we can actually pick up these potatoes, because these are not going to be our potatoes that we want. Let's pick up that apple gazelle, and then let's go ahead and reclaim all these sugar apples just to make it a little bit easier, because I would keep them, but with the event currently going on, there's so many Glimmering mutations, and it just takes forever for the Spinos to move mutations over. But anyways, now we can go ahead and spawn in our mooncats here. All right, that's 7. I'm going to also spawn in a triceratops to help with growing these potatoes. We're going to get a sprinkler in here. We're going to go ahead and put down our grandmaster sprinkler right there. Let's go ahead and put down our master sprinkler. Where's godly? There it is. Advanced, of course. And then we're going to do basic. And there we go. Now our potatoes should hopefully grow in big and strong and mighty. So we're going to wait for this to grow. Our triceratops should hit that. I'm also going to sell all these dance party going on my main account's plot. I'm gonna go ahead and sell all these sugar apples to get them out of the way, clear some inventory space, and there we go. We got some mooncats sleeping, so let's go ahead and throw this in the pile. Actually, maybe over here. There's a lot of mooncats pretty close together, actually. I don't know, maybe right here would be a good spot. It's kind of a good spot everywhere right now. There's a lot of mooncats sleeping. Maybe I'll keep it right here. There's about almost like 3 stacked on that with the sprinklers. That should be good. Hopefully that'll give us a really big and nice potato. All right, this big guy here is actually growing pretty big. So that's not even the potato. I think that's just the stem. So we'll have to see what grows on this side. But let's do that once our triceratops smacks it. All right, you're gonna hit it. Okay, that was a 33-minute advancement, but like literally nothing happened. That's pretty crazy. And the other one's not even growing in yet. Oh wait, here it is. It's right here. I guess I'll hit grow all and see what we get, because I think we might have some pretty big potatoes. Let's see. Okay, not too shabby. This is actually a pretty good size here. I don't really know how big the potatoes can get, but this one does look pretty good. So I think we'll keep this one. Maybe we'll try to get one more and just see what kind of size we can get for the one over here. So I feel like we can do a little bit better than that. Let's try it one more time. We'll keep this one though and just give it a look, give it a test here. Let's just see if we can get a bigger one than that. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, this one's actually a lot bigger than that one. I'm glad we waited a little bit longer. Okay, well, now we have our actual potato that we're going to use. Look at that thing, dude. It's sticking out of my plot. That's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all of these pets here. Let's go ahead and get started with getting this thing rainbow. So I'm gonna spawn in a butterfly. We're gonna spawn in a queen bee, and then the queen bee will cool down the butterfly, and it'll convert the 5 mutations we're about to put on the potato into rainbow. And we're also gonna spawn in our golden goose to get the fortune egg out of the way, so we can get that egg laid. We can place it over here on our little entree platter for the Spinos, and then we can get the fortune mutation moved over shortly. But with that, let's go ahead and get this potato ready for golden conversion here. So I'm gonna put pollinated on it, windstruck. We'll use a wet, we'll do chocolate, and then we will use a honey sprinkler here to turn this to honey glazed. So silver doesn't count towards rainbows, but we do have our other 5 mutations: chocolate, windstruck, wet, honey glazed, and pollinated. These will convert to rainbow with our butterfly, and then we can get the show on the road and get some good mutations on this. And with that, my main account should have the kitsune actually come over here in the next minute, so we're gonna wait for that real quick. And actually, I kind of hope it takes a carrot, because we don't want it to steal the potato just yet. We need to save that chakra mutation. So I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do, just in case, so we don't have it steal our potato and add chakra to this one, is I'm gonna move it over here for a second, face it way out of the plot there, so that way the kitsune will hopefully only target one of my carrots here. All right, so my main account's kitsune is headed over, and he is directly aiming towards what looks to be a carrot, but the potato is also over here. So let's see. Okay, he applied it to a carrot. Perfect. Thank you. I guess this one does have luminous on it. I don't remember putting luminous on this, but I guess maybe it got multiplied from one of my T-Rexes when I was trying to get Dawnbound multiplied. So we do have luminous on this, and we have chilled, chakra, Dawnbound, and glimmering. So I'm actually going to go ahead and travel this carrot over here, and this will be in favor of the Spino platter instead of this one. Now, this one does have moonlit on it, though, so I guess we can use that for that. But I don't want to get rid of 2 Dawnbounds, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'll use T-Rexes again to duplicate all the Dawnbounds and have more carrots later. So I guess we'll go ahead and unfavorite that then, and our Spinos can eat that. But yeah, we do have chakra now, and we have all these mutations, so that is good to go there. I'm gonna go ahead and AFK now, and we'll be back once our potato turns rainbow, and we'll get some mutations started on it. Oh, actually, before we AFK for a couple minutes to get this rainbow, I'm actually gonna do one more thing. I'm actually gonna favorite this potato for a second, and I'm gonna spawn in an advanced sprinkler, and then I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my mandrakes. I have 4 of them here, and we are going to just plant some mandrake seeds down and use some watering cans to get rot mutation done. Hopefully pretty quick. I think these guys are all boosted still. No, they're not. Let me give some toys real quick just to make this go a little bit faster and hopefully save a couple mandrake seeds. All right, let's see if we get rot done. All right, there we go. We have rot applied to a potato. Is it actually this potato, though? No, it's not. All right, that's actually a good thing. We don't want it on this potato because all of this is about to convert over to... Sorry, brain fart, bro. This is about to convert over to rainbow, so I'm glad we actually did not get rot on this potato itself. We have it on one of these potatoes in the mix, so that's a good thing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up the rest of these then, and we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite that, and let's wait now for that to convert to rainbow, but we have the rot mutation out of the way. We're good to go. I'm gonna pick up these mandrakes while here, and now we're just gonna wait for this goose, which I'm gonna boost him so we can get that egg done, pick him up, and then our queen bee can just focus on our butterfly. All right, so our golden goose is going to lay its egg now, so we can get the fortune egg, and then that will be transferred over to our potato later with a Spino. But there we go, we got our egg. So fortune egg has been laid. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this golden goose now. That is good. We can go ahead and travel this thing over to our little platter for our Spinos, of course. And I think next, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get our Raiju started. That way we can get the static mutation ready, and by the time the Raiju is finished with its ability, then when we start doing all the other mutations, we won't risk that carrot that we're about to put down right here getting any other mutations on it, because we're actually going to put shocked on this carrot. There we go. I added it from my main account, and that way the Raiju will eat this carrot and apply static to our potatoes, probably our sugar apples, maybe our carrots, and we'll have the static mutation done, and that way other pets don't apply stuff to this carrot, so we don't have to wait to get it again if they accidentally do. All right, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and boost my queen bee to get that butterfly's cooldown done. I'm going to also boost that Raiju to save a little bit. Actually, the Raiju is boosted, so we'll boost him again in a little bit to save some time on that, and we should be good. And then yeah, all these carrots I have over here are still favorited, so when we do get our Spinos in, they will not eat any of these. And we also do have a sandy carrot here, so maybe to save some time with the jackalopes, I will maybe move that over. Actually, it doesn't really matter too much if we use some of these, because I will just use a T-Rex later to duplicate the Dawnbound mutation more for us. So I guess with that, I will just go ahead and move this sandy carrot over here. I guess what we can do, this one has sandy, moonlit, and Dawnbound. I can move this one over here, so I'll refavorite that one, and then I'll unfavorite this one. That way we can get moonlit from this one and sandy, and then that way we can get luminous and chakra, and both of them will give us Dawnbound, so that's good. All right, I'm sure I gave some of you a heart attack because I did not favorite these carrots here for a second, and these ones have 5 mutations, so the butterfly could easily convert these to rainbow, but I did go ahead and favorite them, so now it can only target this potato since everything else is favorited that has multiple mutations. But yeah, I guess I gave myself a heart attack too for a second because I almost didn't realize that. But there we go. Queen bee cooled down the butterfly. Butterfly converted our potato to rainbow, and we are now good. We can go ahead and pick up the butterfly. We can pick up our queen bee. We can go ahead and boost this Raiju to get static done, and then let's go ahead and unfavorite these now that these are good to go, and we have our rainbow potato. So with that, we can go ahead and reapply our sprays. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't really need to use my glimmering spray yet. I'm going to save that for once the event ends because we have glimmering all over the place, excuse me. So I'm going to put pollinated onto this. We're going to save windstruck because we have tempestuous we're going to add. Pollinated, we'll put chocolate, and then we are going to put a honey sprinkler back down to get honey glaze back. So my main account here, I'm going to add the Cloud Touch spray. So wet's added, we'll add shock back onto it, and then we'll put verdant onto it. All of our mutations are on here now, and then we're going to get everything else moved over. So we have rainbow, shocked, chocolate, verdant, wet, honey glazed, cloud touch, and pollinated so far, which brings us to 8 mutations on the potato, and we're going to get a lot more in just a little bit. Anyways, our Raiju is going to be the first pet for our guaranteed mutations to eat this and apply static, so we're going to let him do that in a second here. So I'm going to spawn in a lemon lion for the brain rot mutation. I'm going to spawn in a peach wasp for the plasma mutation. We'll spawn in our pterodactyl for, okay, well that didn't come up with pterodactyl, but we'll spawn in our corrupt kitsune as well for corrupt chakra. We'll spawn in our pterodactyl here for our tempestuous mutation, and we'll spawn in our cockatrice as well for that toxic mutation. And I would spawn in the jackalopes as well, but we did already get Sandy, so we don't need the jackalopes today. I think with those last 2 slots, we'll go ahead and get started with our disco bee so we can get the disco mutation done. And real quick, let me just take a look to make sure I'm not missing anything, because there's so many different pets. I tend to forget now if I'm missing anything. So let me just make sure I have all the guaranteed mutation pets out on the battlefield right now to give us those mutations. Oh, I almost forgot the Phoenix, dude. See, there's so many now. I forget. All right, so I'll pick up a disco bee for now and put the Phoenix down because we got to get that flaming mutation from our Phoenix. And I believe that is all of the guaranteed mutation pets out now. And then after these guys, yeah, we'll focus on disco bees, chicken zombies, and then our AFK set of pets. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do here, so we're going to let our pets do their things and finish their cooldowns, with our Raiju actually being the first one here who's going to eat this carrot here that is shocked and going to apply that static mutation. All right, eat that. Give me that static mutation. All right, we got some static on carrots. We got static on a sugar apple. Some more carrots. All right, so we're good. Where did static go on the sugar apple? I'm not seeing that one. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in that disco bee back then, and we'll focus on disco and zombified once we get all these guaranteed mutations. Hopefully these disco bees will come in clutch though, so we can just focus on zombified. All right, the lemon lion just applied the brain rot mutation to a carrot. I hardly just missed it. I wasn't paying attention for a second there. I was on my phone, bro. Can't be texting and mutating, I guess. But here we go. Carrot, this carrot specifically has the brain rot mutation, so we will go ahead and move this one over. Again, I'm not too worried about the dawnbound mutation being on all these. I got extra carrots for that reason, so we can easily duplicate more dawnbound carrots for the next videos. But yeah, there we go. So this carrot has brain rot on it. We'll unfavorite that and add that to our collection. So thank you, Mr. Lemon Lion, for your service. I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up now, buddy. I'm gonna spawn in another disco bee so we can hopefully get disco done and then focus just on zombified after these guys are done. So let's see what happens there. I'm also gonna go ahead and boost this pterodactyl so we can get tempestuous done. So let's go ahead and wait just a second here. Let's get that flaming mutation done and out of the way. All right, let's see. Oh, he's flying. He's flying. He's going. He's going. All right, we got it on 4 fruits. Did we actually get it on the potato directly? No, we didn't get it on this. Did we get it on... Okay, we got some on these carrots. That's all we need to know. All right, cool. So flaming is done, and it's on some of these carrots over here. So that is perfect. That works for us. We can go ahead and pick up our Phoenix now. And who's next? Cockatrice is next, and Pterodactyl's next. So let's go ahead and wait for them. Cockatrice will give us Toxic. Pterodactyl should hopefully give us Tempestuous, and then we can swap those guys out as well. We do have 3 Disco Bees, so I'm going to go ahead and place another Disco Bee, and we're just going to get max Disco Bees to get that mutation done, and then we'll go for chicken zombies. All right, we got Toxic spread to some carrots and to potatoes, so our cockatrice is done. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up. Let's see, did we get it on our main potato? No, we got it on this one over here. Okay, and our pterodactyl is next to give us tempestuous. Now, I guess the one thing I didn't think of is when these Spinos eat, they will not eat from the favorited fruits here, but they can eat from these unfavorited ones and spread it to these favorited fruits. So that might be a bit of a problem, because we wanted to get on the tomato, we wanted to get it on the potato. So we'll have to think about that, and I might need to actually pick up these carrots and maybe just save 1 dawnbound carrot or AFK dawnbound before the next video again, because I didn't think that one over, did I? But anyways, our pterodactyl is done here. Tempestuous is done, and that is another 2 pet slots open. So our disco bees are almost done with their cooldowns, at least a couple of them. So I want to try to get disco done first, but the chicken zombies do take a while for their cooldown, so I might as well start getting some chicken zombies in here, and I'll go 4 and 4. Once we get Peach Wasp done and Crep Kitsune, I can spawn in 4 chicken zombies, and I'll have 4 disco bees. But hopefully we'll get lucky, and these disco bees will be quick and give us the disco mutation pretty quick. Zephy's almost done, so I'm gonna actually boost him, and there he is. So let's see if he will give us the disco mutation, because maybe if we can get him to do it first and he just gets it done and out of the way, then we can just focus on chicken zombies and our life will be easier. That doesn't always happen. We usually have a tough life. Our pets don't really like us. That's a problem. All right, Zephy, come on, buddy. All right, he failed. Just like I said, you know, I didn't think he would like us, but it was worth a shot. All right, so let's see if our Corrupt Kitsune gives us Foxfire Corrupt Chakra, maybe? Maybe, that'd be nice, right? Right, buddy? Right? Okay, we only got Corrupt Chakra on 1 golden egg, so we're gonna go ahead and take him away for now, and then maybe we can try and AFK him later to get Foxfire Corrupt Chakra, but as long as we have the regular Corrupt Chakra, that works for now. Disco Beast going off, and we got Disco done and applied to one of our sugar apples, which is actually perfect for us. That means we are good with our Disco Bees as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this Corrupt Kitsune here. We're gonna pick up our Disco Bees, and now we're gonna go ahead and just spawn in some more chicken zombies and max these guys out so we can prepare to hopefully get the zombified mutation and get ready for our AFK grind here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chicken zombies. I thought we had more, but just to help out, I guess I can put in a Mimic Octopus as well and a Queen Bee just to make sure we get zombified done faster. And then our Peach Wasp here is about to be done with its cooldown in about 2 minutes to give us the Plasma mutation. And once we have Plasma done, then we should be good with all of our guaranteed pets. He's going to sting one of our chicken zombies though for now, I believe. Yep. All right, but yeah, these guys still have a very long time for the cooldowns. We still have 13 minutes in total, so we'll have to wait a little bit. But the Queen Bee will help with that. Mimic Octopus will help as well. And hopefully we get zombified done on one of these first tries. And then we can prepare for our AFK setup. All right, our Peach Wasp is going to apply Plasma. Looks like it's going to a Sugar Apple. Yep, there we go. So Plasma has been applied to a Sugar Apple. We're good with our Peach Wasp. And now we just have to wait for these chicken zombies to give us zombified. And then we can do our AFK setup. Now, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is spawn in a gnome. Since we do have quite a few gnomes here, I can boost the gnome. And that will boost its basic ability. And since we have all these gnomes, I'll boost that % chance. So we should be able to get gnome pretty quick. That way, when we actually go AFK, I can spawn in a Kappa. And we can fill up our 8 pet slots. But otherwise, we'll just let him be one of our AFK pets as we normally do, and then we'll swap him out with the Kappa later for Bloodlit. But besides that, yeah, once we get zombified, we should be good to go for our AFK setup, and then eventually we'll throw in some Spinos and get everything moved to our potato. So we just had our Mimic Octopus apply the zombified mutation to one of our sugar apples over here, right here, the same one with Disco on it. So zombified is done. However, I do have some bad news. I have some real bad news, actually. I did something bad. So I was trying to boost one of my pets, and I accidentally picked up the potato right here that had Tempestuous and Rot on it, dude. I need those. So I'm gonna go ahead and real quick spawn in my mandrakes again. I'm gonna favorite this potato. Oh, wait, that one's already favored. I'm gonna favorite this potato just so I don't pick anything up on that. We're gonna get Rot back. This one's pretty easy. And then we're gonna, I mean, Tempestuous is pretty easy as well, but we do have to wait a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my Pterodactyl again and get Tempestuous back. And then we can actually do our AFK grind. But I am gonna have to wait about 8 minutes for this guy to give us Tempestuous again. However, at least it wasn't like pets that take forever. It was only Rot, it was only Tempestuous, everything else we had on everything else. So we're good with that. All right, come on, give me that Rot mutation back. I messed up. I messed up big time. Just forgive me and give me it back, please. Oh, thank you. All right, we got Raw on a sugar apple now. So that's done again. That was annoying. Now we just gotta wait for our Pterodactyl to give us Tempestuous again, and then we can really do our ultimate AFK setup. I guess right now while I'm here, I'm gonna boost this gnome real quick and maybe help us get that beautiful mutation, the gnome mutation, maybe. Okay, or I won't get it. That's fine. But anyways, yeah, so we're gonna wait for a Pterodactyl. I guess I'll go ahead and get the AFK setup going, though. I will swap this guy out, though, once we get Tempestuous back. But I'm gonna go ahead and put down my Tranquil Scarlet for the Tranquil mutation, Corrupt Scarlet for the Corrupt mutation. We'll put down our Lobster for Molten and Meteoric, which we can get Infernal and Blazing from. I'm gonna go ahead and put down my Spriggan for the Blue mutation. We already have my Gnome down for the Gnomed mutation. And let's see what else, because we have a couple more that I know I'm missing. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna get the Griffin down for the Cyclonic mutation, and I will get my Spaghetti Sloth down for the Spaghetti mutation, which is the Meatball, Sauce, and Pasta mutation mixed all together, and the Aromatic mutation because I have that shard on him. And then I think we're missing one more pet. I know I am somewhere. I know we're gonna do Kappas eventually, so I will put my Kappas in my hotbar just to remind myself. But what other pet are we missing? Because I know that there's one that I always do with this combo. Let me just double check here real quick. Bro, my brain is broken right now. I know there's someone in here I'm missing. They'll come back to me, I'm sure. I'm looking right at it and I can't think of it. So I'll spawn it in a second, though, whenever I get Tempestuous back, and I'll let you know what it is once I figure it out, because my brain hurts right now. So I don't know how this makes sense, but there's a heat wave while there's a frost snow event.
This is completely ruining my immersion right now. This is not possible.
Anyways, I remembered what pet I was missing. It's the junk bot. So this guy will go into my AFK collection. It's the second one Pterodactyl is done. I do have some tanning mirrors. I just wanted to make sure I'm gonna get sun-dried. I think I should be good. They're in range. And I guess I do have a Starcrawler as well. I'll put one over here, though, just in case. nice to hit some of that stuff. If we do, for some reason, get a Celestial event, I don't know if we will, but that'd be very, very nice. All right, so hopefully my Pterodactyl reapplies Tempestuous first try, since I messed up and I'm dumb and stupid and idiot. All right, Tempestuous, please, back to something. Bro, why are you not giving me Tempestuous? Why are you not giving me Tempestuous? He's upset at me because I took it away earlier. I did not mean to, man. It was an honest mistake. All right, well, anyways, once we get Tempestuous, we'll get Junkbot in there and AFK, but I'm very sad now. All right, so we have Twisted, or I guess Tempestuous, back on some sugar apples and some of our carrots here. So we should be good. Let me just double check, make sure it actually did get on one of these sugar apples. There it is. All right, cool. So we have Tempestuous on a sugar apple. I did place these carrots down just in case, but since they're good to go and we have it on a sugar apple, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these up and we are good. So we can finally swap out our Pterodactyl, put down our Junkbot, and now we have our official AFK setup. Now, real quick, I'm gonna see if our gnome actually ends up giving us gnome, because if he does, we can go ahead and put down our Kappa and then we can really just AFK for a bit. But if not, we're gonna have to do some more waiting and come back in just a little bit. And I guess in the meantime, I can also boost my Spriggan. Excuse me. So I'll do that to see if we get Bloom done, and that should help a little bit as well. All right, gnome, come on, gnome. It failed. All right, well, it was worth a shot. Real quick, let's just see if we do get Bloom from our Spriggan. All right, Spriggan, don't let us down. Get us Bloom so we can swap you out for a Kappa. I don't want to get rid of you. I love you, but like, that'd be nice. Oh, you're going kind of far away. Hey, buddy. Buddy, come back over here, please. Get a little bit closer, please. All right, come on, Bloom. Yeah, I think he was out of range. All right, well, that breaks my heart. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, dude. You know what? I'm out of here.
Bruh, chill.
All right, our Scarlet Macaw applied Tranquil to our potato, and I think it was actually it was our actual potato that we needed it on. So, all right, we got our Scarlet done, our first one, our Tranquil one done. Let's see if we get Corrupt. I did boost him to try and get Corrupt, so hopefully we can get that done. Let's see it. All right, failed. Well, at least we got Tranquil done. That will be useful. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and actually place down some more carrots here. Let's do a couple here. And I guess we'll do a couple over here, and that should be good. I guess I'll do a couple in this corner as well. And then we're going to spawn in a Kappa to hopefully give us Bloodlet while we AFK, but I'm glad that Tranquil is done. All right, so while I was AFK, it looks like we had a lot of good stuff happen. So first off, as you can see, this other big potato that I have got Cyclonic on it, and it also got Bloom on it. So those are 2 more mutations done, and we could check off of our list. Oh, and he's going off again. All right, but we got those 2 done. We also got Corrupt done, which is another mutation out of the way from our from our Corrupt Scarlet Macaw. So I'm gonna go ahead and travel this one over to the platter over here. Perfect. We don't really need Frozen. I think, do we already have Frozen? We have it on this one. So yeah, we don't really need the Frozen carrots. I'll pick that up. We did get Meatball on this carrot, and I think we got it over there, but I will just move this over here just in case because we got another Bloom on it anyways, so we'll do that. We got Pasta on this carrot. Then on this carrot over here, we got Oil, so we can get rid of our Junkbot a second. Oil is done, so we'll go ahead and travel this over here. We also got Molten, so Molten's done, but we still need Meteoric, but we'll go ahead and move the Molten carrot over here as well. All right, Aromatic did just fail, but this carrot over here, we have we have Sauce and Pasta on it. I don't know, I can't speak, but that's Sauce done as well. So that's pretty much all the spaghetti mutations done. We just need to make sure we have Aromatic somewhere, but let's see, none on that. All right, so let's see if we got Bloodlet anywhere over here. Yeah, so I'm not seeing Bloodlet. We might have not gotten that while we're AFK. Doesn't look like it. So we'll have to wait around for Bloodlet a little bit longer, but we did get quite a bit done here. So that was some good progress. We are good with the Junkbot. We are good with the Cyclonic, or the Griffin here that gives us Cyclonic. We're good with the Spriggan. We did get Bloom, and we are also good with the Corrupt Scarlet here. So we still need to get Gnomed. I'm gonna go ahead and boost him to see if we can get that done out of the way. Let's see. Let's test our luck, I guess. Failed. Okay. But yeah, we still need Gnomed. We still need Meteoric. We still need Aromatic from our Spaghetti Sloth. And then we still need to get Bloodlet. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another Kappa to help us get Bloodlet done with a couple of extra carrots. But okay, there we go. Now we have 2 Kappas to help us get Bloodlet. We'll hopefully get Aromatic. And then with those extra slots that we have left, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 of my Mega Spinosauruses here. And I'm going to spawn in another regular Spinosaurus. And that way we can start getting all these mutations moved over to our favorited potato right here. All right. So our potato is ready with all of these mutations on it. It is looking pretty good. We have a total of 31 mutations, and then if we separate some of these like spaghetti, we would have 33 mutations. With ceramic, we'd be up to about I think about 35. Harmonized chakra would bring us to 36. Maelstrom would bring us to, I want to say, 38. Gloom 39. Paradisal 40. Storm charge would be about 44, and Infernal would bring us to about 47, 48. So we do have a lot of mutations on this thing. I wish we could have got like select Celestial and Aurora, that would have made this even more. But we do have Dawnbound on it, which is a really good multiplier to have. So I'm happy about that. And this thing just looks insane, of course, because there's so many mutations on it. We're going to try to add that 49th mutation on this with getting our raptor spawned in and trying to get amber. So let's see if we can get that done. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up our potato now. Or actually, you know what, instead of checking with Steven, everyone always asks me to do the magnifying glass, so I'm gonna check it with the magnifying glass first just to see what the value would be if it's over 1 trillion, and then we'll pick it up and see if we get amber. So let's go ahead and use a magnifying glass today first. So let's go ahead and click our potato here. Okay, so this thing is currently worth 1.5 trillion, which is actually an insane amount for this thing being a potato, which is the base value is around like 80k or something like that, or like 60k. So 1.5 trillion is very good. Let's see if we can actually get amber on it though. All right, we did not get amber on it, but we do have this potato with all these mutations worth 1.5 trillion, which is a very, very good amount of money. I think the Dawnbound mutation really helps getting that added on here today. So what do you guys think? Is the potato worth it, getting all the mutations and growing a big potato in Roblox Grow A Garden? If it is, make sure to let me know down in the comments, and also drop a like on this video, subscribe. Let me know what fruits you want to see next. I'll see you guys in the next one.